There's this popular saying that while starting a business, there are two types of cost. The first cost is pay people with experience so that they put you through. The second cost, which is an alternative, is go into the business and make mistakes. And I think myself that the best way to actually pay the price is actually to pay people that are experienced, people that know much about what you are starting, so that they put it saves you time, saves you money, saves you headache. Hi guys, my name is Oyelade Adekunle. I'm popularly known as Kunle Capture, and then I'm a visual artist. And I like talking a lot. I mean, that is why I always find myself in any show where we have to talk. I talk and I write a lot. All right, so I welcome you all to ThinkGrowth. This is a platform where we help you grow in every area of your life. Your finances, your relationship, your career, everything. In fact, your spiritual life. All right. So with me today, I have Samuel and Samuel Oladoku. Samuel is a great guy. He's a tech guy. He's been in this tech industry for many years, and then you don't learn from people that have knowledge. You learn from people that have experience. All right, because it helps you scale several milestones. Right, when you hear other people's experience. So I love to hear from people's experience because I believe that it's going to help me it's fasting my steps, all right, because I learn from people's mistakes, so I don't have to make that mistake, all right. So Samuel is experienced when it comes to tech, everything around tech, all right. He's a professional UI UX developer, and he's been doing well, all right. So before I call Samuel to start talking, I want to just briefly introduce you to what Think Growth is all about. It's a platform established in order to help people grow, all right. Growth is very very important, and not everybody that is living is actually growing, and not everything that is changing is growing, all right. So whatever we want to do, and we think that we want it to be sustainable, then we need growth in our career, our relationship, our dealings with other people, in every area of our life. There has to be growth on our business, everything. Personally yourself too, self-development, you need growth personally, right? So that is why what this platform is all about. So we bring in people that has the experience, people that has the idea, people that has been there, that has walked through several phases of life, so they could guide you and you won't have to make mistake. There is this popular saying that while starting a business, there are two types of cost. The first cost is pay people with experience so that they put you through. The second cost, which is an alternative, is go into the business and make mistakes. That's the second cost, all right. And I think myself that the best way to actually pay the price of business is actually to pay people that are experienced, people that know much about what you are starting, so that they put you through. It saves you time, saves you money, saves you headache, saves you a lot of hurdles in the business, all right. So that is what Techno is about. We have a lot of creatives, we have a lot of people with several ideas, experience, to come on this show, both virtual and physical, and put you through how you can go about many phases of your life. All right. So growth is actually very important. All right. This platform is majorly online, and for now, I think many of us are going to benefit from this because, of course, they are not charging to actually hear from people that has many experience in areas of life. All right. Personally, my name is Kunle. Like I said earlier, I am a photographer. I'm a visual artist, but basically, I actually do freelance. That's what I do basically. But I love talking a lot, and I love teaching. I mean, it's just my way of life, right? So I love to teach a lot. I think that actually comes from the fact that while growing up, I get to read some books that makes me more curious. And when I read and learn new things, I like to share it with others, right? So that is who and what I do. All right. So without wasting so much time, I want to introduce Samuel. So Samuel, just tell us in like few minutes, 3 4 minutes, what you do, who you are, your name, and who you are and what you do. Just briefly.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Kunle. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Oladoku Samuel, and I'm a designer by profession, and I play the guitar. I'm a passionate guitar, and I love music, lover of music, and I'm someone that likes to have vision. You can call it a visionaire, and I like to work on many projects and think about ideas and think about how to solve and make impact into different areas of life, different society, whether music or in all areas of life as well. So and I'm an introvert basically, so I'm not an outspoken person like that. So yeah, but at the same time, this is part of growth, to be able to grow and to be much more better in communication. So I think this is also a step up for me as well to be able to, be like Kunle and someone that likes talking. So that's it for my end.
Okay. All right. So, Samuel, like, how long have you been doing design, UI UX? Just like for how long now? Let's say how many years now?
Okay, I would say I've been doing design, general design has been more than 6 years. And I would say professional UI UX design, I would say 3 years. I've been getting my hands dirty with Photoshop like way back in 2018, 2017. So then I design flyers for um, church campus that I attend in Olabisi Onabanjo. So I have little insight of doing some graphics as well. So like over 6 years experience general design, but professional UI UX design 3 years now.
Okay, beautiful. When you start the UI UX, are you like, do you like join an academy, or it was like self-taught, or something like that?
Yeah, so my own experience, it's more like a self-taught. And whenever I tell people about my journey into UI UX, people are always like, they don't believe me because it's quite a shocking experience. And even myself, I used to wonder, like, how come? How is it possible? Because I learned UI UX in 2 weeks, and within that 2 weeks, I got my first job. And UI UX normally takes like 6 months, 1 year to be able to even get the basic knowledge. Even other people so spend like 2 3 years to or 4 years to even get a job. But in my own case, I learned it in 2 weeks and got my first paying job, like at least competitive paying job, like very competitive paying job within that same 2 weeks. Got interviews from big companies like, Gokada, Interswitch, and some other little big companies like that. Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, so how can you describe your growth over the time? Is it like after learning it, just be a pro, boom, or there are still processes of learning and learning out there? Like, how do you actually like? Is it that just learning it in 2 weeks you are just there, or like over the years you have to keep growing yourself and all? So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so growth is a continuous process. It's not something you can just learn and you are done. No. So my journey, I learned on the job as well. So when I learned UI UX in 2 weeks, it was just more of like, because based on my little experience from graphics design, I already have little aesthetics, mindset, like thinking as well. And I just look at YouTube and pick up because actually have a reason to go into UI UX design. So, and this is one of the things for growth as well, because growth is not easy. You need to have something like is backing you. I like to use the word passion. Some people don't like the word passion. So, because some people like, I want to go into tech because of the money as well. And but over the years, I've got to know that you need to have a reason, because it's that reason that will motivate you along the way. Because the journey is very, very rough. And the reason that motivated me was because of SAPA, the general SAPA that we know. Because I was coming
I
from,
can relate to that.
a job where I was earning 30K per month, and I was going to the office
Wow,
at Ikeja, like to and fro. Like there was never
wow.
money for even feeding as well. But I just needed to leave the house because I was already a graduate and just get something. And I was so tired of the experience of I would leave home by 6 o'clock, 6 a.m., get to the office, around 8, 9. And then when coming back, because the traffic was so crazy, I'll be getting them around 11 a.m., sometimes 12 a.m. in the midnight. And, I have to sleep and prepare for the next day. So I thought about that. Oh, my life cannot continue like this. So And that mindset of, I need to, I'm the firstborn and I need to, have
Get something
a
done.
better job, think about how I could change my life. So I sat down and just thought about my life, like, what can I do? So so I thought about it, checked online. I noticed that okay, there are different professions in tech, because basically what I was doing at Ikeja, I was in tech. I was writing some little HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for the company. So
Wow.
I was already in the tech space already. So I was trying to look at which area I could go into that would give me something better. Then I got to do, based on research, I got to find out that UI UX design is trending, and
Wow.
and then that was in like 2020. Like this space have not been, they've not has not been saturated yet. Like only few people were UI UX designers, and I made up my mind that I'm going to learn this in 2 weeks. And that is one of the things for growth mindset. You need to believe in yourself. And I made up my mind that I will learn this thing in 2 weeks. If I don't learn it in 2 weeks, I don't know what will happen. And I need to get a job instantly. So I just pick up Figma, download edit, and watch some YouTube videos, and duplicated some designs. And thank God, because I have little experience in coding as well. I just built up a website and uploaded these designs that I've done. That is my portfolio. Then I started applying for job instantly. And to my surprise, because the industry then has not been saturated, so I got interviews from different companies, like I said earlier. Got interviews from, Gokada, Interswitch, Rogo Hosts, and some other companies like that. Even a particular bank also. So, and but in the interview, because it was my first time actually doing an interview, I failed in some interviews as well.
Oh,
But that's just that, by the way. So my growth keep on going even after I got the job. I keep learning on the job, because I knew that my skill was not strong, and I kept learning, watching YouTube videos, because I was the only designer in the team. It was more like a startup, so I was the only designer. So there's no second designer that would support me, in designing all that kinds of things. So in the job, I learned how to do wireframes, think
wow.
logically, and think in the user experience way, not just in the UI thinking only. So the growth keeps on going and going till I left the. So I make sure that when I left the company, I already have solid knowledge, and that was like 8 months. Like I was already very very solid. In fact, to the extent that someone that had 5 years experience was like, "Guy, how did you do it?" and all of that. So and from there, the growth continued based on my continual learning. I got different. I got an international offer that was paying per hour. It was more like a contract, and so then like that, it was just like contract jobs. So getting different. I did many many work for companies in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and in US. Many 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 before I landed my full time, international gig. So yeah, that's just my little.
All right, thank you so much. So, from what you said so far, it's obvious that after getting the job,
Yeah,
you were able to grow yourself personally. It's
yeah.
not just because the job were dragging you, but you yourself know that I need to improve on this skill. I need to do a lot of things and all and all. And I think that's actually impressive. And then, another question I have is: do you think growth is a choice, or do you have a choice? Like, do you have to choose to grow, or normally you just grow normal, or is it like a conscious effort, or you have no choice, you just have to grow? What do you think? Like, do you
And
think we have to work towards it consciously, or naturally we just grow?
so you would have heard me say this statement before, that it's either you are going or you are dying, because
Okay.
I don't know. It's just people might have different opinion on that, but it's just how I choose to see things. So we have a choice. It's you can't just start growing like just like that. You need to make a choice. You need to also have a goal and vision of what you want to do, or a dream, some people can call it. So like for example, you want to become a 10x designer, you want to be a better designer, you want to be a better guitarist, you want to be a better person in life, you want to make more money. First of all, you need to have a goal or vision of what you want to do, right? So, for example, right, I have a goal that, oh, I want to be a 10x designer, right? That is a goal. Then from there, I've made a choice that I want to be a better designer. Then from there, I can now start making my plans, write my curriculums, and start working towards it. So from there, you have made up your mind that, okay, you have believed in yourself that you can actually become better. Because one of the things that kills growth is lack of confidence. Most people
Mm.
in our society, especially youths, don't believe in themselves. Even myself too, I've gotten to a different point where I have, like, I don't, sometimes the lack of confidence will just be there, like, oh, are you sure that I can compete with these guys? Look at these other guys, blah, 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 and all. But, once you made up your mind, no matter how long the journey is, you will definitely get there. And it's just a matter of consistency. Like I said, the journey might be hard, but part of growth is failing, learning. And I think there's a particular quote that they say is that failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So if
Yeah.
you don't prepare, you will obviously fail. So, and that is how life is. So, which also, supports my claim that it's either you're growing or you are dying, because and the dying is like it's a slow death. You might not notice it. People can call it stagnation or whatever it is, but it's you're going to sink. So yeah, it's a choice.
Okay, so someone has to make conscious effort, conscious choice to actually, grow. All
Exactly.
right, thank you so much. One last question. One last question. Can you get to a point in your life or in
Mhm.
your career that you don't need growth again? Is it possible?
I don't think it's possible because if it's possible, people like Elon Musk won't be working like the way they are working right now. So, and now another thing is just that people have different opinion on growth. For example, some people's goal can just be, I just want to make this certain amount of money. Then after I make this certain amount of money, I just want to enjoy the rest of my life. I don't want to,
Okay.
learn anything. I don't want to think about anything. I just want to jai and enjoy the flow and all. So why people? But because growth is not just in one area, because you need to expand, you need to think about different things. And
Yeah.
just the way it is, like people have different opinion on growth of what they want to achieve, a goal. So somebody that says, oh, I want to make this certain amount of money, when I get there, I just want to jai. He has made it, that's also growth, right? From one point in particular to another point, he has gotten there, but he has decided that I'm not going up again. I don't want to
Okay.
go higher.
Fine.
That is where I just want to be. And so that's it.
All right. Thank you so much for explaining the growth mindset. I feel you explained from your own point of view and, of course, from the general point of view. So, I think this will be my last question. How do you actually measure growth? How do you measure it to know you are growing? Is it by the money in your bank account or by the new car you have? Okay, when you have a better car, or is it by a better job? Like, how do you actually assess that? Okay, I'm actually growing. Not just saying, there are a lot of people that have taken several courses. I know
Yeah.
they've taken several courses, they've gone to several seminars, they've gone to conferences, they've talked to people, they've heard a lot of people's idea, in their field. And I don't know, it's difficult trying to figure out if they're actually growing. All right. So how do we actually grow or measure the growth and not just deceive ourselves that we are growing? Is it financially? Is it in our skills brushing up? Is it when we get more opportunity? Is it when we get to know more people? Like, how do you measure your own growth?
Okay, it's actually a tricky thing because most times measurement can be tricky itself. So
Okay.
measuring growth, it comes in multiple areas.
Okay.
So me personally, it's more of self-awareness. So
Mm.
you definitely be aware. It's just like something is pinching you. You know that you feel the pain. So, for example, when I was earning 30K, I knew some people 30K is nothing. Like it's a big deal for them, right? That is their own. But me, I knew that 30K is a no, 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 no for me. And I knew that I was not going. In fact, where I was working, the secretary was earning 50K per month. Why me? I was doing 3-man job earning 30K. And in fact, it was even 15K. But because of I told the CEO, message him that well, I'm coming from a far place and increase it to 30K. So I knew that things can't be that way. So one of the things is self awareness. So you need to be aware of who you are, what you want to achieve. And one of the things to have self awareness is when you have a vision. Because from way start, I've always have bigger vision. I want to build things, build complaints, build different kinds of things. I've had the vision way long time. So that is one. I also think is also open mindset. So when you talk to people, you can also tell people to assess you. Are you going? Or you can look at people
Okay.
that is in the area of your personal space or in your career wise. You can compare yourself with them, and or you can ask a mentor. You can talk to people, just open up and ask people that this is the situation of your life. Would you think you are actually growing? Because sometimes
Okay.
most people don't know that, they don't have that self-awareness to know that they are growing. So I will give an example. When I got my first job, the pay was actually 200K, right? So,
Wow.
and 200K coming from 30K was, a very, very big deal, extremely big deal.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and in my own
I can
mind,
relate.
that first offer, that offer was like, oh, more, we die here. That is like, that statement have already set a caliber, like a plank that, okay, I can't go beyond this. But I had this self awareness, and when I looked at other people, when I hear people's testimony, people's feedback that, oh, more, they got a better job, and this is this and this and that. And it's not that, I don't have the experience or skill. So, and I know I can do better when you believe in yourself, right? So I believed in myself and, have that self awareness that, I can go beyond this. And, even though I had some point when I resigned there, because I
Okay.
had no job when I resigned, and, you know, there were bills up and down, and I was
Wow.
like, how will I move forward? How will I get funds? And part of me was like, I should go back. I should go back to the company and continue working with them and all. But at the same time, I knew what I want. I knew my vision. I knew my goals, and I kept pushing. And that's why I got different international jobs, and that's how I got to where I am now. So measuring growth, it's quite very important. So self awareness is very, very key. Nobody can do it more than yourself. So you need to be self-aware. You need to be aware about yourself, and also talk to people. Basically, talk to people and improving your skill. So the more you how do I put it, the bigger your mindset, the bigger your skill set, right? So the more you
Mm.
learn, the more you will know that you become more valuable. So you're just like a company, right? See yourself as a company. When a company starting, they are making little revenue, right? But
Yeah.
the more they bring in more features, more product, they get more user, their value goes up. So the more money they make, the value goes up. So the more features they bring in, the value goes up, right? So yourself, the more you earn, the more your value goes up. Then that way you know that, okay, you have more value. You feel that, okay, this particular space where you are, or this particular company, or this particular aspect of your life is no longer comfortable for you. You feel that you are way beyond this particular
This. Yeah.
area. Then that's where you know that you need to move up. So that's it for my end.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing how to assess your growth. I personally, I used to believe that a growth that is not, improving your bank account is not necessarily like I want to be seeing the impact. All right.
Yeah.
Let's say I enter tech today, maybe God bless me with a Toyota. I'm looking forward to a Lexus, of course, as a tech guy. How can I not have a Lexus? So from Lexus, I'm thinking of a Benz, and I think to a very good extent, people use that to actually assess how people are doing well because
Yeah.
that's what people can see.
Yeah.
All right. But I believe personally that some people are actually growing and growing and growing. They are just waiting for the right opportunity. So let me just give my own idea about assessing growth. Number one is, of course, personally, you see that you get to know what you're doing better, knowing it better, and being able to do it faster. All
Hmm.
right. So that's what I think. And then number two, you now know how to put yourself out there, right? You know how to design your LinkedIn profile, how to write a solid application, how to convince employers that yes, see, I'm the right guy for this job, right?
Yeah.
So that's number two. And of course, number three, you have to make money off it. Okay, let's put that in the last. Of course, you yourself, knowing I'm getting better, I can do this job faster and much better. Number two, I know how to put myself out there and assess opportunity. Personally, I edit pictures, and I'm going to tell my own story, but it's not going to be on this show. Well, probably next episode. All right. So I did pictures, and then before I start, I don't think I ever know anyone that edits pictures and make money like that, like that. I don't know anybody. I just feel like there are a lot of photographers out there that don't have time to actually do this, and I want to do freelance by force. I must do freelance because I have to make money at my house. That was the deal, right? So I was thinking many skill set, and when I could do that, I put it out there. So I say that when I knew I was going was when I get how to put myself out there, how to let people know what I can do. All right, you know it, you let people know that you are doing it. Then making the money means you know how to do your pricing, you know how to close a deal, you know how to secure clients and everything. So I think if we have the three, if the three are the factor we are using, to assess growth, we can tell if someone is growing. All right, because there's no point of you getting better on the job, putting yourself out there, and money is not coming in. I
Yeah.
mean, what's the goal of all this, right? So the three has to be there. All right, so when you know that yes, I'm getting better, first thing, I'm getting better. Secondly, I'm putting myself out there, people get to know me, know what I do, know that I've gotten better doing it. And lastly, and make some money off it. So I think pretty much that's my own mindset of growth. All right. So thank you so much, Samuel Oladoku. Meanwhile, like I said earlier, Samuel is a professional UI UX expert. And to be honest, what Samuel gave us right now is just a snippet of his achievements. There are even more and more and more that probably is going to be sharing in much more episode. All right. So if you are on this channel for the first time, we have a virtual podcast like this, and of course a physical one. And then I personally I believe that people that are growing and that have proofs, facts, experiences in that area of growth should be the one we should listen to. Not people that have theories and ideas of how to grow, but people that have actually grown.
Yeah.
So on this channel, we are going to be having many people that's grown in their career, share their stories, talk what they did to get to where they are. And then there are a lot of Nigerians that want to secure international jobs. Some want to use it to leave the country. Some even want to be doing it just to be earning foreign currency in Nigeria. And I think there are many people out there that has actually achieved that feat with little or no effort, like no much effort. So we're going to be having people like that share their experience, and how they get to do it, so that you know the right thing you do. All right. When you know how to shoot a gun, you don't mess up with it. All right. If you know how to do something,
Yeah.
you don't struggle with it. All right.
Already
If I
anything
know my
like
way around, yeah, if I know my way around a software, I don't struggle. There is no struggle. I don't struggle with Photoshop. It doesn't happen. But if you give me Figma now, definitely I'm going to struggle around it because I'm not a pro in that aspect. All right. So
Absolutely.
when people in that aspect that has grown in that aspect share the experience, you get to know it better. So if you're on this channel for the first time, my friend, I tell you, you want to subscribe, all right? Because you don't want to miss what we are going to be having more and more and more. All right.
And
So,
plus,
okay.
yeah, and also, apart from tech, the think growth is more very, very diverse. Where we'll be talking
Yes.
about in terms of marriage, spirituality, finance, career, personal growth in all areas of your life, basically, and where we are bringing people that have that professional experience, that have gone through, the ups and down of just like you said, we don't just bring in people that just have theory, being people that have gone through the process, gone through the process, they know what and what is, happening, and they've learned from their mistakes, learned from their experience and all, and they are willing to share. And Team Growth is more of, we are making impact to the youth because, we have a lot of content out there that misguide or give negative mindset to a lot of youth. which
Yeah.
causes a lot of issues in our society. When we check the news, you hear, um, a guy killing his girlfriend because he wants to make more money. You hear a man raping, a child. You hear people arm robbers. You hear different kinds of stories. You see our roads, our electricity, nothing. And the youths, all we only know how to do is to make noise on social media and talk about love. I cannot date somebody that is not any blah blah blah. We hear all those noise and it's not making any improvement in one's life. So, but when you think about growth, so if you look at these other countries, US, China, like from the foundation, they start teaching them, this mindset of growth, equipping them with, giving them the tools and resources. So, I think growth is about giving the tools, the resources, the knowledge, and the inspiration to actually have that growth mindset and to be able to become a better version of yourself, because there's nothing as good as becoming a better version of who you are before. And stay tuned, because you'll be bringing in a lot of people and I'll be sharing their lifetime experience. I also will be learning as well, because I'm also still growing and I've not even reached like 1% of where I plan to. So and yeah, stay tuned and subscribe to us. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you everyone for watching. Our Twitter handle is ThinkGrowth100, right? Our email is thinkgrowth100@gmail.com. Instagram ThinkGrowth100. TikTok ThinkGrowth100. I guess 100 stands for ThinkGrowth 100%,
Yeah,
right?
100%. And the 100%, in fact, it came as a, I don't know how God just does it, because when we were creating the name, Think Good has been taken already. And I reached out to you and said, what can we use? I think you made mention that we can use Think Good 100, and that 100 stands for 100%. So, and
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that two zeros maybe means your eyeglass, so that you can be able to, or maybe this spec that you can see beyond where you are currently. So, but anyways, think growth 100. So, and subscribe to us. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope I will catch you in the next video. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.